channel. 5 WWE superstars romantically involved with Vince McMahon. The devilish persona of Vince McMahon has been on full display during his run as an on-screen character. During that time, he has shared the screen romantically with some of the top WWE superstars from the women's division. Vince McMahon will always remain one of the biggest and most influential figures in the sports entertainment industry. The man not only created the global juggernaut WWE, but also was a part of the television programming for years. He created the evil boss persona, Mr. McMahon, which was widely appreciated by the fans. However, a very prominent part of that persona was the romantic relationships Vince McMahon shared with female WWE superstars that have been memorable. Here are the top 5 WWE superstars who had on-screen love affairs and interactions with the former WWE chairman and CEO. Number 5. Tori Wilson. Following her stint as a WCW Nitro Girl, Tori Wilson came to WWE in 2001 in search of starting her career in the big leagues. On her first night, she met Vince McMahon, who was mesmerized by Tori's beauty. It was right then that McMahon made it clear that Wilson would have to do extra favors to become a WWE superstar. This led to some romantic encounters between McMahon and Wilson throughout the night and ended with Vince's wife, Linda McMahon, catching him red-handed. Number 4. Candice Michelle. Imagine being 10 years old and your parents walk in on you watching Vince McMahon doing this to Candice Michelle. In 2006, Vince McMahon was romantically involved with Candice Michelle on screen on Monday Night Raw. Michelle became McMahon's personal instrument of pleasure, and the duo would often be involved in romantic scenes, including kissing each other on WWE TV. Candice Michelle spoke about that run years later and called Vince a professional for conducting the segments. Number 3. Stacy Keibler. It's been 21 years since Vince McMahon hired Stacy Keibler to be his assistant, giving us one of the most iconic wrestling memes of all time. Stacy Keibler was one of the most beautiful women in the ruthless aggression era. During a famous in-ring segment, as Vince McMahon was in search of hiring a new assistant, Stacy came out in corporate attire. However, she stepped up on the table and performed a sensual dance for Vince, leading to her immediate hiring and a brief romantic relationship that followed between her and the former WWE chairman. Number 2. Sable. The S man VINCABOUTNAFKAR with Sabi Ali and his life FLASGEDBF4 his IES. During Vince McMahon's feud with her daughter, Stephanie McMahon, he introduced former WWE Women's Champion Sable as his new assistant. This came as a shocker as Sable had sued McMahon and WWE for millions of dollars a few years back. Regardless, McMahon brought her back in the interest of best for business, considering her past tenure and amazing sex appeal. Furthermore, there were some romantic scenes involved between the duo which were widely appreciated by the fans. Numbers 1. Trish Stratus. On this day in 2001, Vince McMahon makes Trish Stratus bark like a dog on TV. Wrestling can pull off a heel being verbally and emotionally mean to someone, but a crowd cheering for coerced stripping and Vince acting like a slimy abuser made the segment feel dirty and uncomfortable. Trish Stratus aligned with Vince McMahon as his mistress during the early 2000s. This was amidst his feud with his family members, especially his wife, Linda McMahon. A famous angle saw Vince and Trish kiss on the entrance ramp right in front of Linda, who was sitting on a wheelchair after suffering a nervous breakdown. The alliance continued for months with many memorable segments and ended also in that same fashion at WrestleMania 17. This was when Trish slapped McMahon and ended the months of embarrassment and trauma suffered at the hands of the boss.